What is good, y'all? Podcast episode 104. Back at it. Hope everyone's having a good day and a good week so far. It's Thursday, and it's about 4:30ish in the afternoon here in Cincinnati. And yeah, man, we're just on our way now to go pick up baby girl. It's man, it is the day after the Reds got eliminated from the MLB playoffs. So it's a little sad here in Cincinnati, but we all kind of saw it coming. If you know me, you know I'm an avid Reds fan. But man, it's cool that we made it. I didn't think we would. Yeah, I'm a fan, but I'm also honest. And watching other teams play that are legit contenders, you just know. I've been watching the Reds all year long. I watch almost every game. So you know your team. And I feel like these fans that aren't so honest with how we are, and they're just ride or die, like no matter what, we're World Series contenders, this and that. They just you could tell when people don't necessarily watch baseball all year. So that's not to say I'm not trying to be arrogant or anything, but I know the Reds, so let's put it that way. And you watch the Yankees play, you watch the Red Sox play, you watch the Dodgers play, even like the Guardians, and the Blue Jays, like you watch these teams play, and the Reds they're not on that caliber. They just aren't. And yeah, we squeaked by the Brewers to get into the playoffs. But, I don't know. It was a good year. It was a good starting year for Tito. But I just kind of knew, we were lucky to get into the playoffs. But, it's just one of those years where you're just thankful that you actually made it to the playoffs. So hopefully, next year will be a little bit better, and I would love to go deep into the playoffs. We haven't won a World Series since the 90s, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. So I do have a new album out right now, Homegrown Hellhole. It's out everywhere. Go check it out if you haven't already. And if you have, go check it out again. And let me know what your favorite song is. Personally, my favorite song is Wendy and Casper. I just think it's just one of them ones. It's just one of them ones. Man, I cannot believe, too, it's already October. It feels like this year has kind of flown by. And, I have this podcast to kind of reflect on throughout the year. But, man, sometimes I feel like I don't have time for me. Sometimes I feel like I don't allow myself the time. Like, I hit the gym and stuff, but I feel like I'm always distracted. I always got my phone. I'm just always focused on shit, and maybe I should just I've been thinking a lot about doing like a phone detox, where I just don't have my phone, no social media, no music, no nothing for like a solid month, and just seeing how it goes, really. I feel like this year's really kind of flown by because I've let it fly by, and I haven't really been I haven't really given myself opportunities to just be in the moment. And I've had a lot of life happen this year, a lot of life stuff, a lot of family members with some health scares. It's just been a lot of life, and my daughter's getting older now. She'll be 4 here in October, and it just makes you think, like, it makes you reflect on maybe the life that you might be missing because you aren't in the moment, and you're worried so much about all this other shit that just doesn't even have really anything to do with your life. And social media makes you think that it does have these conspiracies, there's all the news, and you start to involve yourself in shit that really doesn't impact you, unless you make it impact you, unless you choose the fact that it does. And for me, I feel like I used my phone a lot to like suppress, try to numb out how I'm feeling. And I don't mean to do that, but unintentionally I do. Unintentionally, I do let this shit suppress me, and I just had a pretty rough week last week and kind of the start of this week, and I just felt like I've really kind of, instead of embracing those feelings, even though they weren't the best, I let myself kind of get numb. And yesterday I felt like I had finally just had like this breakthrough of like emotion and a breakdown, and I got a lump in my throat talking about it now, because it's just when you suppress and you numb yourself and you don't let those feelings come out, they end up coming out somehow. And maybe that the way that they come out isn't the healthiest, I feel like, my wife and I, haven't really been getting along as well as we normally do. And I felt like maybe it's because I've suppressed these feelings of, just family stuff and personal work stuff and all this. And then it finally just comes out, and then it's like, it comes out in ways that it shouldn't have, because I've numbed it, because I've suppressed it for so long. And I don't think that's healthy. I think feelings come up, and we're supposed to face them head on and ride them like waves, on a surfboard, and I just haven't really been doing that. I could blame a lot of things, but ultimately I feel like the biggest thing for me is just the phone. Just being distracted on social media, just surrounded by negativity, and I've sort of lost touch of who I really am, and I feel like for me, I'm a positive person. I'm somebody who others come to when they need peace and love. And, I haven't really been that for me. I haven't been that positivity, that peace, that love for myself. So I'm giving it out to others, but I'm not really giving it to myself the way I should. And I feel like that's been a problem for me, And of course, this podcast helps because I can talk about things and face things head on. But, one thing I felt like I've really kind of struggled with this year is just being real lonely. Just lonely and feeling like I'm in this dark space. And that's not a good feeling to have, this is definitely one thing I've tried to discuss with my wife, is those thoughts of dread and feeling of loneliness and darkness. But she doesn't always understand. And maybe you might not understand. Maybe I don't even understand it. But I just feel way lonelier this year than I think I've ever felt. I've been thinking a lot about the fact that I work from home, and it's cool to work from home. It's real nice to kind of be at home with my dogs, but at the same time, it is real lonely. It can be peaceful, but it can be real lonely too. I've been thinking about my job. My job is real lonely. It's a lonely job. I have a friend that I talk to there, and it's basically my coworker. She's really nice, and she's easy to talk to, but at the same time, she's kind of going through the same things that I'm going through. Just feeling lonely and sort of not hopeful about this job. So it doesn't help when, misery loves company. So, we kind of bitch about the same stuff. And, it gets dark after a while. And, I've always been somebody who is focused on mental health. But I haven't always been the best at resolving my own mental health. I've always been the kind of person that looks out for other people, but sometimes I tend to forget about myself. And it's not healthy. So I say all that to say, I'm putting it out in the universe now. I want to attract light. I want to attract more friends, more love, deeper connections, and get rid of the things that are causing me pain. And face them head on, face them head on so I can learn how to cope and learn how to get rid of stuff that isn't helpful. And I have been looking for other jobs. I have been sort of just putting myself out there a little bit more. But it's going to take some time. But I think the first step is just admitting when you need help. You know, and I've been talking to God about it a lot. So yeah, I'm hopeful. Um, and I don't want to suppress these feelings anymore, and I want to make sure that they're out in the open so I can navigate them in a healthy way, you know. So yeah, man, I definitely think this podcast helps being able to just talk my feelings out, even if I am just talking to myself. It helps. It definitely helps. And you know, even if nobody sees this, it helps me. So it's all good, baby. Just learning to navigate. That's what I'm doing now, and um, you know, that's all we can do in life. Just navigate these feelings. Instead of suppressing, we got to navigate them. So I'll leave it at that. Close it out. I'm at the daycare now. I got to go pick up my girl. So much love, and yeah, man, go check out the new album, Homegrown Hellhole, out now. And we got some more music coming real soon. So much love. We'll talk soon. Peace. Go across it.
There's bugs on there. How is there bugs? Everybody's coming to the place that, so they gotta have fun. There's a spider!
Hey, don't scream.